Reggae, look, it's not a good start. How are conditions looking?
Yeah, it's pretty, it's fairly typical for the opening weekend not to have a lot of snow. And as you said in the intro, we've had mild weather and showers over the last 2 or 3 days. That low pressure system just been pushing in moist southeast winds. And with that, no snowmaking. And we had natural snow last weekend, but it disappeared pretty quickly. So we just got some patches of man-made snow around the place at the moment. And a couple of beginner runs open, one here in Thredbo and Friday Flat Beginners area, and Perisher have a little beginners area open there as well on their front valley. So, yeah, not a huge start to the season, but as I said, it's not unusual.
How does this compare to the last few seasons? I know last season was particularly bad as well.
Yeah, last year started off really slowly. Again, it was due to this. The season before, of course, 22, was an amazing start to the year. But once things got going last year, we had a good storm come through in late June, I think. And it was good for like a good period of time there. Then things warmed up pretty significantly in August. And the snow disappeared quickly, warmed up, and we saw resorts didn't actually make it to the October long weekend, which is usually the official closing weekend. So hopefully we'll get some storms coming through. The next one is due on Tuesday night, so we should see some snow on higher elevations, about 10 to 15 centimetres, and that's going to be followed by a run of cold temps and cool air and plenty of snowmaking. But it's going to be a step-by-step thing to get things operating and more terrain happening.
Is there anything done to kind of top up the powder?
Well, at the moment, they're just going to, all we can do is wait and see. Obviously, snowmaking's a big thing. And but you need that natural snowfalls to come through. A good storm with a lot of wind blows in a lot of snow as well. So a good 3 or 4 day blizzard would be quite handy right now.
New modelling, Reggae, from ANU this week shows that this is only going to get worse due to the effects of climate change. Is this the new normal for our snow seasons, and are resorts, do you think, prepared for that?
I think the resorts are, they are adjusting. I mean, the scenarios outlined in that report, there's like high emission scenario, mid emission scenario and low emission scenario. And if it is a low emission scenario, we'll see winters shorten probably by about 3 weeks by 2050. But for that to happen, like the current trajectory with current emissions is a high emission scenario, which means little or no snow in the resorts by 2050. So basically, unless there's some action taken on climate change and reducing emissions, it's a fairly grim picture. And, Thredbo, they make all their snow with renewable energy, so does Perisher, so we need more of the resorts doing that. And Thredbo's just opened this alpine coaster here, which is part of their year-round strategy, of course. Mountain biking is really big here in summer, so Thredbo's really aiming to be that year-round resort, so they're not relying as strongly on winter. But as I said, if we do see some large-scale action on reducing emissions, the ski industry does have a future.
Talk to us about the booking demand this year. Obviously, people are struggling with the cost of living at the moment, perhaps less money to splurge on a ski trip.
Yeah, well, it is expensive without a doubt. Accommodation's expensive down here, and lift tickets. The season passes are quite reasonable if you are able to at least get 10 days on the mountain. But a day ticket over $200 there, so that's obviously turning people off. The idea of coming down for the long weekend when there's a lot of snow, people have to think about that because it's going to cost them a fair bit of money. But having said that, bookings are low in June, as they always are. School holidays is pretty well full, typically. And speaking to accommodation providers here in Thredbo and in Jindabyne, August is picking up. And it'll be really interesting to see if the phones start ringing when we do get a good snowfall and the keen skiers and snowboarders just go, well, I'm going anyway because I want to hit the mountains.
Yeah.